Aspen Waite Radio.
So this is an Aspen Waite media production, and I'm Paul Waite, and I'm very excited to be joined today by the legend that is Jonjo O'Neill. Joseph John O'Neill, is that right?
Jonjo, Paul, yeah, that's good.
So it's very gratifying to be quite closely involved with Jonjo and his stable over the last year or so. And I guess your stable's fortunes have been transformed to some extent. You've had 69 winners, I think it is, this season. Winner at this festival. That's always a thrill, isn't it?
That was great because he's been a grand horse with us for a while, and he just came back in this year a different horse, and everything was, he went according to plan for a change.
Yeah, good.
Great.
So is it? Are you the sort of person who thrives on the pressure of having the Grand National favourite, or the other way around? Is it exciting? Is it pressurising? What is it?
A bit of everything, really, Paul. I've just literally come back in. He's just been out that lot, and you're just worried in case anything happens in between now and the race. Really, they can do all sorts of silly things like stand on a stone or something silly, or pull a shoe or whatever. But anyway, touch wood, everything is fine this morning. So it is pressure, and just to make sure that he gets there okay, But he's fitting well. He did his last bit of work on Tuesday, and he did that nicely. So, as you might say, everything is going according to plan up to now.
And the horse is generally fit, no problems in the yard?
No, they're all good for him, thank God. And so is he. And he looks great. He looks very well in his coat, and he's very fresh at the moment. So, listen, we're all ready to go,
Okay.
Looking forward to it, really. But the national is the national, as we all know, isn't it? And you can go there with all the will in the world. We're a stone better in the handicap.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That's the plus, obviously. He jumps well, touch wood. He finished third in the Scottish National, so he gets the trip. He's got a lot of things going for him, but then you've got to have a lot of luck. Everything, you can go down to the first and somebody will run across you or whatever. You never know. But he's in great form going, so I'm really happy with him.
Yeah, what do you think is, if you get a horse like Tiger Roll, for instance, it was a very small horse, probably a hand smaller than an average racehorse. And having watched all his races, he never seems to be in any danger of falling at all in any of the times he's been at Aintree. So why do you think a horse like that can just run round time after time? And I remember, for instance, I think it was Hello Dandy fell at the first the year after it won the national. What do you think that happens then?
Yeah, and all the Nietzsche, I think, did as well, didn't he? It can be unsighted, somebody run across you, somebody bump you, somebody distracts them, or whatever the case may be. Hard to give an accurate description, but you need so much luck for everything going right. You've got 40 horses setting off. Everybody wants to be up in the front line, or the majority do, and then they end up going too fast to the first fence.
Yeah.
And, you can over jump it and topple over, and that happens. And you've got to, each jockey has to be hopefully able to control his horse within reason. But when the blood is up, everybody gets excited, and that's what makes the national the national. It's a fantastic race to ride in, and it's a great race to have runners in. Everybody knows about the national, don't they? It's the people's race, isn't it? And
yeah, I guess.
You go anywhere and everybody kind of knows you have a runner or whatever, or I backed your horse and he ran bad or he fell or whatever. It's a great talking point for everything, and it's a great social
Was.
race. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But we'll get back again. We're going the right direction. So hopefully it's all to look forward to next year again, isn't it?
So tell me, young man, so when did Cloth Cap come into the stables? How old was he?
Oh, he was a 4-year-old. Came from Mr. Hemmings's stud, and he was broken and ridden, and that was about as much as it was really. And he's been with us all the time. And the national plan, to be fair, was we were planning it last year, myself and Mick, Trevor's racing manager, Mick Marr, and it didn't happen at all last year. Nothing went right. He didn't finish his races great, and ground wasn't right. You blame everything, but nothing went the right way for him. And then this year he came in and he was in great form. He ran lovely race first time out at Cheltenham, finished third, and the plan was to go to
It was Frodo's race, wasn't it? Frodon's race.
Yeah, that's right. And the plan was to go to Hennessy. And then we thought, the week before we might not get in. He'd only 10 stone or something like that. So he got in and he went the last one in. And then we were looking for the skinny jockey. And Tom came into the records, and as you know, he won on him and he went up to 148. So he was in the handicap for the national, and that was the plan from there on, really.
Yeah, I must admit. So I'm not aware that you've had many horses with Trevor Hemmings before, have you? Or
Yeah, we've always had a few. Yeah, we had a very nice horse for him. He ran 5 times at Cheltenham there. He won twice and second 3 times. Alberta's Run was a good horse for him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
At Cheltenham.
Yeah,
he was good horse. They're probably the 2 best ones we've had up to now, really. But he always has a few. Pardon?
No, sorry. I was going to say, obviously, Trevor Hemmings has won the national 3 times before, so.
Yeah, he's very lucky at the race. He loves the race. He loves A&3. The whole A&3 is all about Trevor, really. He does a great job, and he loves the place. And as you say, he's had 3 winners of the national. Like, it's unbelievable. And, I hope the luck stays with him until after Saturday.
Yeah, so of course I was quite surprised at this, because you must have ridden for 15 years over the jumps. I don't know how many years was it.
I had about 7 or 8 rides altogether in the national.
Yeah, how long your career was. It was much longer than that, wasn't it?
My career was about 15 years,
yeah.
And I had a few good rides, but not. Holverton was probably the best one, really. He was after winning the Gold Cup, and he'd only 10 stone 12. He was a Cantron that year, and he fell at Beaches. Unfortunately, that was the end of that.
Yeah.
He was probably the best opportunity. The rest of them were not so lucky.
But you've put that sort of hoodoo to bed now with Don't Push It winning for AP as well for him. Because he had a similar story as you with repeated failure in the national. Was probably the highest profile jockey in history.
Yes. AP and JP and myself, we'd never won it until then. So, and we all had plenty of chances, really. And it was, we'd been placed in it a few. I had been, as a trainer, been placed with Simply Gifted.
Yeah.
Clan Royal. Clan Royal was in front, long way in front, going to beach the second time round when 2 loose horses ran across in front of him and took him out. So we had plenty of bad luck in it before that, And then Don't Push It came along, and he was a funny horse, a bit of a character, and he was a bit of a box walker and all the rest of it. And we trained him out of the field, and he settled down. He was quite a good horse though in his younger days. He was only beaten I think, a length or length and a half or something one day at Cheltenham when I thought he couldn't get beaten in a novice chase, and Denman beat him. So his form was pretty strong, really. So he was a classy horse. He had a lot of class about him, and he just loved Aintree, and he jumped like a buck, and everything went right for him. So it all happened. So yeah, it was great, really. It was. You need horses like that to turn inside out every now and then, you know. And this horse has a great profile. He, you know, he jumped well, and he has got the trip, and you know, he's got a weight advantage, so we're in a very lucky position. But you need more than that when you go for the national, because honestly, there's so many things can happen.
Yeah, of course. And it's interesting. And I mean, looking at the race, I think I'm right in saying the second, third, and fourth favourites are all JP horses.
Yeah, they're all Irish, more or less. Oh no, Rich's horse is trained by Tom. Yeah, listen, you know, they're all nice national type of horses, really. They're all there with their chances, but so are we. We won't ever get in as well again, you know, in the weight. So if he's ever going to win it's going to be this year. And if it doesn't happen this year, well, he's going to have to improve a hell of a lot to win it next year.
What did you make of the absolute annihilation of Irish horses over UK horses at Cheltenham this year? What did you put that down to?
Yeah, listen, it's the way it goes. It used to be the other way around a few years ago. There's a lot of money in Ireland, and there's more prize money in Ireland, and you know, the better horses are kept there, really. I think that's the bottom line, really. We all have opportunities to buy them as stores, but we don't like to buy them as stores because we don't like to give them time. We need to, when we buy them, people want to run them immediately, sort of style. You know, they don't want to give them 12 months, you know, wait for them. And young horses, they get shins, they get splints. They might take 1 or 2 races in the year, and they might not even take that, you know. So where in Ireland, they appoint them and they give them the time. You know, it's a different system. You know, it's a different way of life there, really. But we'll get back there again. We'll just have to save up and get a bit more money and buy the better ones.
Is David Pike got a runner this year?
Yeah, he has. He has one.
He managed to beg to get off, did he?
David has. Oh, I can't think of the name of the horse actually, but he Conor Farrell rides him. I know the horse. I can't think of his name, but anyway, yes, he has.
Thing is it? There's a French horse, isn't it? The name of a French. One of his horses has got a French name, like the Vieux or something. Or something
That's probably why I can't pronounce it, Paul.
Yeah, I can't. The name's lost to me, but so what's Skew hasn't won the national, has he?
No, he hasn't. Not until this Saturday.
Of course, his father never won either.
No, as a jockey, you know, and like Richard Johnson has just given up this last week. He's never won it, and it's a race that does really wind jockeys up. I know it used to wind me up. I couldn't get around. And Peter Skew the same, and Richard Johnson similar. It is a funny race. It's a fantastic race to ride in. But that's why I keep saying you need so much luck. You can be riding the best horse, but it doesn't always work out that way, you know. And you know, you have a great opportunity, and something runs across in front of you, or a horse falls in front of you, or somebody is falling, bumps into you. You know, there's so many different things that can happen. It's amazing, really, but it's great at the same time, and it's great to be involved in it, and it's great to have a really positive runner in it, and hopefully we have a bit of luck and we have a good run.
Is he a horse that needs to be handy, or can he be set out the back? And
he has ran handy his last 2 races. He's made all. Whether he can do all that, and he doesn't have to make all, but he has done the last twice. and he likes to be up there in plenty of light. That's going to be easier said than done in the national. So I'll leave Tom worry about that. I'll just worry about getting him there safe and sound.
So you will let him do what he wants, will you? You won't give him instructions?
Yeah, I don't give Tom any instructions. When he rode him in the Ladbroke, I just said to him, Tom, he jumps and he stays and he loves fast ground, and the horse did the rest, and Tom went with him, and he did the same at Kelso. Whether he plans to do the same at the national, I don't know. It'll depend on how.
Well, I hope not, personally.
Yeah, well, he likes to do that, so he likes to be up there. Yeah.
What's the going tomorrow? Good, something like that.
They're saying good to soft at the moment.
A problem?
No, that'll be good. Doesn't want any softer. That's all. Like, he wanted to be safe ground, and he doesn't want it too soft. He likes good ground. But good to soft. By Saturday evening at 5 o'clock, and you keep getting these winds and the sunshine, it'll be drying out and the grass growing. Should be perfect ground for us. So the forecast is right.
So what does Jonjo O'Neill do during the race? Are you watching on the screen? Are you nervous or what?
Yeah, I watch it now normally at the races in the big screen. And then I look at him jumping the chair in the water, and think, well, he's got a nice position, or he needs to move up a bit, or he's too far up, or whatever. But it's out of your control. There's not a lot you can do about it. And so long as he keeps jumping away and enjoying it, I'm sure he'll put up a good show.
Well, I have to say, on a personal level, I'm thrilled for you. I have to say as well, I mean this sincerely, I shall probably feel a bit like I'm having kittens watching the race myself. So I'd like to wish you all the luck in the world. I very much hope to see your cheery little face leading the horse back in the winner's enclosure. And I'm not normally a Tom Skew fan, but I'll give him a remote hug from us. And we'd like to wish you all the best on Saturday, Jonjo, and let's hope you get what you deserve.
Well, he's in great form, Paul, and Tom is riding really well, so everything is going according to plan up to now. So fingers crossed and say our prayers right. We hope we have it.
Good man. Thanks, Jonjo. Pleasure.
Cheers, Paul. Pleasure. Thank you.
Aspen Waite Radio.